Welcome to the 514th meeting at Blue Quest Club, Gurgaon. I'm Payal and I'm your Sergeant at Arm. It's a great privilege for me to be so. I'll start by by stating the mission of a Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop greater communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Since we are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting, a few rules apply to us. Rule number one, please ensure you are on mute if you're not speaking. Rule number two, please refrain from any behavior that might distract a person while speaking unless that person specifically asks for your opinion. Rule number three, if you're going to talk about religion, sex, or politics, do it in a manner that doesn't offend the sentiments of anyone. Rule number four, this being an online platform, please focus on the speaker. Think of this as a test of your listening skills. Rule number five, if you are asked for your opinion, please use the raise hand icon on your screens to respond. This brings us to rule number six. Please show your appreciation for the speaker by using the gestures icon on your screen. Now, I would like to call upon our presiding officer to address today's meeting. She's someone who swears by her work. She's someone who perfectly balances her professional and work life. An active member of Toastmaster and an IBM, please put your hands together as we welcome our presiding officer, Mrs. Joyita Bhattacharya, on the stage. Over to you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Payal. I welcome every one of you in this Blue Quest Toastmaster meeting. Before we start in the theme, we will introduce our guest here. So I'd like to call upon Khushbu. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters at Blue Quest. I am Khushbu, a professional storyteller, and I've been working with children and school teachers to integrate storytelling storytelling in day-to-day life and imbibe life skills through stories. Thank you
so much, Khushbu. Nice to know about you. I would like to call upon on the stage Gayatri.
Thank you, Joyita. Hello, everybody. I am Gayatri from Turning Point Toastmasters, and I'm an English language trainer and a meditation instructor by profession. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gayatri. Now I would like to call upon our counter today, Kashish.
Hi, thank you, Joyita. Good morning, everyone. I am Kashish from Toastmasters Club of Dwarka, and by profession, I am a practicing chartered accountant. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I'd like to call upon Sheila. Hi, Sheila, our timer today. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm from Jamestown, New York, which is in Western New York, and I'm a public high school teacher. It's my 17th year teaching, and I think this is my fourth time I've been here as a guest, so I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Even we are glad that you are here. Now I'd like to request Elisa. Elisa, can you please introduce yourself?
Of course, Joyita. Good evening, everyone. So excited to be here with you this morning. And it's, I think, my 5th time now visiting, so I feel like I'm just really enjoying your company every time. I currently reside in Puerto Rico, where I have been working with children as a teacher for the past 12 years. However, I would really like to become an author and public speaker. So I am in Toastmasters to learn as much as possible and enjoy the journey with you all. Thank you so much. Back to you, Joyita.
Thank you so much, Elisa. Now I'd like to request Haritika. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning and good evening, everyone. This is Haritika from Turning Point Toastmaster. I'm a CA finalist and I'm joining Blue Quest as soon as I joined Before joining Toastmasters, I love coming here on Wednesday morning. It's such a good vibe to join Blue Quest, sorry. Looking forward to have a wonderful meeting today also. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Haritika. And today I have seen that Anshu and Sumit also joined us. They are Toastmaster members, but due to some work, they could not join us. But today they are here. Welcome back, Anshu and Sumit. Thank you so much for joining us here. Now, this is the time for us to start our meeting with a beautiful teamwork today. So before we
But
start,
Raj is also there.
uh, okay, I'm sorry. So, may I request Raj, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Joyita. I'm Raj Mehta. I have been working in IT really since last 27 years. Nowadays, I'm looking after a incubator near ITO, and I'm in charge here. And I really feel good that when I'm working with startup companies because they are new, the immediate graduates and the way they are working is really excellent. Not only me, but they are also learning from. We are also learning from each other. And I have been a mentor for startups since some years. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Raj. I hope I did not miss anyone. Now this is the time to start our meeting with our theme today, and our team who is Shakti Priya. I'd like to introduce her that she is our legendary speaker in Toastmaster Club, and with her beautiful smile and innovative and creative speeches, she always inspires our heart. And now I'd like to call upon Shakti Priya for today's meeting.
Thank you, Madam President, for that wonderful, and I'm not sure if completely truthful, but I will try to uphold your introduction. But thank you for that. Very good morning, everyone, and good evening to Elisa and Sheila out there. I hope you're all doing great. And as I mentioned before, I am your substitute Toastmaster of the day today. So we don't have a theme. I'm sure Rupinder had a theme, but I just joined like 1 hour before and I didn't want to bring up a theme and create more confusions than needed. But as Toastmasters, what we can do is definitely come up with something and cover the time because we all love to speak, right? So I'm sure over the course of the time and over the course of meeting, we will have a lot to chat about. I do not think we have any guest today who is unfamiliar with Toastmasters, but I'll still like to go through the course of the meeting today. We have a speech marathon. We were supposed to have 5 speakers, with myself being the 5th speaker, but I have taken out of that role and have become your Toastmaster instead. So we'll have 4 prepared speeches. That will be the first section of our meeting. And the second section of our meeting would be the evaluation section, which will be conducted by our general evaluator, Elisa. The 4 speakers for today are Joyata, who is giving her level 1 project 2, or level 2 project to understand. Okay, I just mixed that up. Level 2 project 1, understanding your leadership style. Our second speaker today, I do have your speech title. Our second speaker today, Kapil, would be giving us the project on connect with storytelling. Is that right, Kapil?
Yeah,
our third speaker would be giving his icebreaker, wherein I request all of you that once our third speaker, Sharendra, finishes his speech, we all give him a standing ovation, as we do in this club. And our fourth speaker, Khushbu, I am so sorry, but I don't have your project information. I hope you're...
It is level 1, project 3, research, and the title is Why Do We Attract Diseases?
Yes, I have your title. I just didn't have your project information. But thank you, Khushbu. All right. At this time, I would love to introduce our general evaluator to introduce the TAC team for us and tell us the importance of the same. Over to you, Lisa.
Good evening, Madam Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and guests. Such an honor to be with you here tonight as the General Evaluator. Very simply, my role will be to present the various evaluations that we have through the night. And to begin with, we have what we call a tag team. Now, I asked myself, why is it called a tag team? I know that we're working together, but why tag? It's because we have T for timer, A for counter, and G for grammarian. So for starters, we're going to start with our timer for the night. She's going to explain her role and what she will be doing in this meeting so that it all flows together and we can all work together coherently. For that, I'm going to call our timer, Sheila. Sheila, it's all yours.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the table topics, which we don't have tonight, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which will denote specific times remaining. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to the specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will show the green card. At 5 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I will show the red card. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will show the green card. At 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will show the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 and 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will show the red card. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Sheila, for that excellent presentation. We appreciate that you're going to be carrying out the role of timer because here in Toastmasters, we know that time is essential, time is valuable, and we want to do our very best to take after that. Next on our tag team, we have our counter. And for that, I am going to call Kashish. Kashish, it's all yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, for introducing me as our counter for today. So knowingly or unknowingly, we tend to use many filler words in our speeches or evaluations. And those filler words like you know, I know, that, this, affect our speech in various ways. It reduces the impact of our words. And that is why it is very important to have hold of these words. We cannot necessarily remove altogether from our speech, but we can surely limit the usage of these filler words. And for that, I'll be taking the count of filler words used by all the speakers and role players. And at the end of meeting, I'll present a report upon how many usages of these filler words we made when called upon by you. Thank you.
Kashish, thank you so much for that excellent explanation of filler words. Tonight, we are here to practice, we are here to learn, and we appreciate Kashish helping us in that area. Our last segment of the tag team tonight is our grammarian. So I'm going to call on our grammarian, Sumit, to explain his role and tell us what he will be doing tonight. Sumit.
Thank you, Elisa, for introducing fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and listening carefully their usage of English and grammar and language usage. I'll take note of any misuse of English language as well as any outstanding use that they make with regard to some words. They do use some quotes and saying and thoughts. As grammarian, it's my also a duty to introduce this word of the day today. And the word of the day for today is imagineer. Imagineer. It is used as a noun as well as verb. As noun, it's something a person who is skilled in implementing creative ideas into practical form. And some example as a noun is the job of an Imagineer is to create the illusion of reality in the mind of others. As a verb, this word is used to devise or implementing something new or highly imaginative concept into real world. And as an example, this Imagineer word is used. It was the best firework display by Disney ever imagineered. Each speaker is encouraged to use this word as much as possible. I will give the word of the day report as well as the grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Sumit, for that excellent summary of what the role of the grammarian is. And I would like to just take this opportunity to say that tonight we don't have to imagineer a wonderful, fantastic meeting because you know what? It's going to be reality. And thanks to our tag team of the night, this is going to be an awesome, awesome meeting. And also to every person who is involved and here tonight, this is going to be great. With that, I leave you once again with your Toastmaster of the night, Shakti Priya.
Thank you, Elisa. That was wonderful, especially with the name. Sumit, thanks for the word of the day because I always was proud of being an engineer. I think now I need to go to be an Imagineer and be proud of that. So thank you so much for introducing that word of the day. With that, I think we can begin with our first section of the day, which is the prepared speeches section. Our first speaker for tonight is Joyata, who will be evaluated by Payal Agarwal. Payal, could you please let us know of the objectives of Joyata's speech tonight?
Yes, sure, Madam Toastmasters. A very good morning to everybody once again. Joyita is delivering a speech on understanding the leadership styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership styles or discuss leadership styles in general. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Payal. With that, I would love to introduce Joyata for her speech. Joyata Bhattacharya, Servant Leadership, Joyata Bhattacharya.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Friends, just relax your mind. And let's imagine you are sitting in front of a pond and observing the blossoming of lotus buds, how they're growing towards the sun, fighting their way through mud, and how they're filling that muddy water with vibrance of colors and exotic fragrances. Good morning, Madam Toastmaster, dear fellow Toastmaster, and lovely guests. Leadership skill development is just like the blossoming of lotus buds. You will develop that skill once you are ready and focused to overcome any kind of challenges with application of your experience, further effort to enhance that experience. But one thing in leadership surprised me a lot. What is servant leadership? It made me more confused when I saw this term in my appraisal. My manager mentioned that Joyita has shown excellent servant leadership skill in team. Initially thought it was a sarcastic comment. Then later I researched on that term. I came to know that servant leadership is the philosophy where leaders focuses primarily on the upbringing and growth of the people and the community they belongs to. Whereas traditional leadership generally involves the accumulation and exercise of power by one at the top of the pyramid. Whereas servant leaders shares that power by putting others first and develop people and perform at their best of their abilities. Developing servant leadership skill is not just like ordering ready-made bouquet of flowers online. Rather, you are the maker of that bouquet with all those good qualities of leadership, like who is the effective communicator, who is who can lead by his or her examples, who is open minded to nurture new ideas, whose quality of integrity can build a strong team based on their trust. Last year, when I was expecting my second child, it was advised to be on bed rest until the birth of my baby. At the same time, I was given one opportunity to lead my team as a project manager of 10 members. By the way, that project was based on legacy technology, and this was already on the sunset path. Most of the senior team members rolled off from that project. Moreover, one conflicting and complicated situation was created when junior team members had to support that critical project, and they are confused with the thought of how they can uplift their technical skill to replace that obsolete skill sets. At that moment, first time, it got me to think how I could motivate them to move ahead courageously, no matter what. Maybe my bedridden condition stopped me to meet them in person, but it could not incapable me to think what to do next. Rather, this situation led me to wear the hats of affiliative and democratic leadership style to handle this situation judiciously and empathetically, to uplift the team morale and generate self-awareness in the team, to inspire them to be united, build a strong bonding among themselves to achieve organizational goal. I connected them individually to understand and listen to their pain points. My awareness helped me to facilitate them with the expert help from the cross team. I continuously motivate them to give their best. Finally, that work, our hard work paid off. That project delivered successfully. At that moment, I kept all my ambition at the backseat. I continuously focused on the career growth of my team members. I realized with my further discussion that what is their interest to learn something new. I understood that might be some innovative work could help them to overcome this concern. I motivated them to build a new application where they could apply their new learning, and that can be mapped with the organizational goal as well. My continuous motivation, that application also delivered successfully. And when I came back from the maternity leave, I came to know that all my members have got suitable project as per their aspiration. This was not only their achievement but my satisfaction as well. With the servant leadership philosophy in mind, I have successfully encompassed the affiliative leadership style to create harmony for emphasizing teamwork, democratic leadership style to collaborate for receiving input from the team members, innovative leadership style to encourage for the innovative work to pursue excellence in the team. Just like lotus birds as a leader, now this is the time for us to blossom in the midst of chaotic environment. So raise to the occasion and show what you can do to exhibit servant leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joeta, for the wonderful speech and for taking a journey in your life where you had to exhibit so many different kinds of leadership styles. At this point, Sheila, if you could tell me when 30 seconds are up, and you can start the time now. We use this time to give our speaker, Joeta, feedback on her speech. So we'll take the 30 seconds. I said seconds, right? Yeah, we'll take the 30 seconds and then we'll resume with our prepared speeches section.
Madam Toastmaster of the Day and host, could you please enable the chat, one-on-one chat?
Okay, so we do have a problem with that. We talked about that in the beginning of the meeting. I am so sorry, but you'll have to do away with text messages today because we don't have the chat enabled. I tried to enable it, but there's some problem with the account, it seems.
All right, apologies, thank you.
It was working when I went to send a message just a few minutes ago.
Because you're a co-host, Sheila. You're a co-host.
Never mind.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
The other option is I make everyone a co-host, but let's not do that.
No, no, no.
Sheila, 30 seconds up.
Yeah, I felt like it got sidetracked, so I wasn't sure if I was supposed to still do 30 seconds.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay,
but
yep.
we're good. I think we've had enough time. Thank you so much. Let's get ahead with our second speaker for tonight, who's couple, and his speech will be evaluated by Shivpriya. Distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya, could you please tell us the objectives of couple speech?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Very good morning and good evening to everyone. Today, Toastmaster couple will be delivering his project, Connect with Storytelling, from the Path Presentation Mastery. His project objectives are to practice delivering a story within a speech, or a speech which is a story. Timer, please note that the time allocated for this project is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, couple.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivpriya Gauri. Couple Kakkar. Practice, couple Kakkar.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to share a story that is very relevant to all of us, and the title of the speech is Practice. I was a very shy guy during my school days, very introvert guy, and I believe that it has to do something with my schooling, because in our school days we never used to have debates, poem recitation competition, quiz competition like kids of today's have in their schools. So what it meant that I was good in studies, but somehow I was not so good in spoken English. And the irony was I never felt that I should improve on this particular aspect. In India, English is not just a language. Unlike Asian and European countries, it is a skill. And I realized it, and I did not realize that it may impact my career in the future. Post my schooling, I joined chartered accountancy course, and that actually did not help my communication part, because in chartered accountancy, we do not have a curriculum that supports communication. Now, I realized the importance of communication very late in my career. When you are a rookie, it is your track skill, your core skills that matters the most. But when you move into the middle level, and communication plays an important or equally important role. At that time, I felt communication and I'm sorry, I had to refer this. It started to impact my career. When I moved in the middle level, it started to impact me, especially when I joined IBM. The role which I took in IBM, it was like I had to interact in that particular role with a lot of foreign stakeholders, internal stakeholders, and as well as cross-functional team. I even at that time, I did not do anything about my communication skill. I was sitting in my comfort zone and not doing anything about my communication part. But one fine day, I was attending a seminar, or rather, I was listening to town hall by our CEO Ginny Rometty, and she was emphasizing on one point, and that point was growth and comfort cannot coexist. It struck me immediately, and I wanted to do something about that, about my communication. I looked for certain short-term courses, attended some seminars, watched certain YouTube videos, but it hardly helped. Like you know that swimming cannot be learned sitting at a bank. Similarly, you cannot learn public speaking course without practice. As Mahinder Singh Dhoni always says, one cannot handle the pressure of the game unless you are on the cricketing pitch. One has to be there on the cricketing field to face deliveries. I feel that Toastmaster is that platform or that cricketing pitch where we all come together and play with each other. Every now and then a difficult deliveries are thrown at you, and as a player you need to play them well. We have coaches in our team that actually guides you, that actually corrects your technique to make you a better player. That way I felt that I actually regret, I have a regret of not joining Toastmasters earlier. I've been working with IBM for almost 8 years, but I only joined Toastmasters 11 months back. And believe me, though you may not see some improvement in myself, but I do see some improvement in me. I am a lot more confident now when I'm speaking with my stakeholders, when I'm speaking in a group. Of course, it is certainly adding values, and I know that I'm nowhere close to many of you present out here, but I know with persistent effort and my commitment and practice, I will be able to get there. Mastering the art of communication is not the destination, it is the journey. And who wants to reach at the destination when the journey is so beautiful? Over to you, Madam Timon.
Thank you so much, Kapil, for that wonderful journey that you have shared with us. There are a lot of things that I could take from your speech for sure, and I'm definitely 100% sure that you've come a long way. Madam Timer, can we have 30 seconds on the clock, please? And you can personal message using WhatsApp to Kapil for feedback.
Time's up.
Thank you so much. At this point, let's move ahead with our third speech for tonight, which is an icebreaker by Sharendra. His evaluator is Toastmaster Gayatri. Gayatri, could you please read out the objectives for Sharendra today?
Thank you so much, Madam Timon. The objective for the speaker today is that the member has to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. It's an icebreaker from his new pathway. Over to you, Madam Timon.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gayatri. Everyone, please remember that as our speaker finishes today, we have to give him a standing ovation. With this, I would love to call upon stage distinguished Toastmaster Sharendra Bhomik, the U-turn Sharendra Bhomik.
And then the sound of crushing bones and the sound of ebbing consciousness, the sound of death. Dear Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests, this is my U-turn story from the National Defense Academy at Khadakwasla. It was a pitch dark night. 21st of May, 1975. That was the night when my motorcycle had a head-on collision with an army truck. Both of us, without our headlights switched on. I had slipped into a coma within seconds of the accident and had been shifted to the Dehu Road Military Hospital. Well, this realization dawned on me much later, in fact, on the 17th of June the same year. It was late evening, and I recall a green light was flashing somewhere over my head when I first came out of my slumber. And there was this irritating whirling of a machine next to me. There was a nurse pushing down a plastic tube down my nose. I had a faint recollection of another person in the room, but I just could not focus my eyes. Much later, I was told that it was my dad who had been sitting at my bedside for the last 28 days. Well, off and on, I gained consciousness and found images floating by as if in a slow motion black and white silent movie. There was this excruciating pain in my head and jaws. It felt like someone was banging my head with a sledgehammer. My entire head and face was wrapped in heavy bandage with small gaps for my eyes and mouth. But then my mouth had a feeding pipe inserted into it, and I could not even whisper through it. With the intense pain, there was this inert urge to scratch myself, but my hands and legs were tied to the side of my bed. My mind was shouting out for help, but got no relief. And then entered in my conscious state my angel, nursing officer Captain Cynthia Kuruvela. She was a middle-aged mother figure. She nursed me and cared for me as if I was her child. Which part of my body needed to be attended to? She knew exactly what to do, and she knew what was troubling me. And then there was Lieutenant Colonel Umesh Chell, who was my surgeon. A no-nonsense doctor with a most magnetic, honest smile and soft hands. He was that soft hands and magnetic smile which went miles to ensure me that I was in soft hands. He was my imaginer. Yes, he was the doctor who reconstructed my cracked skull and smashed nose bridge. Series of x-rays, repeated surgeries, tests, removal of bandage every alternate day, cleaning of the wounds, and then re-bandaging me were like a new death every time. The unbearable torture and agony were my dread for the whole time. And then 5 months, and the wound healed with the pain reduced. 5 months when my vision cleared. 5 months when my family and NDA mates visited me. But Rami, my buddy, Senior Cadet Officer Ramaswamy Nair, I never heard from him again. Rami was my Foxtrot squadron in 2nd Battalion and my pillion rider that particular night. And then Dr. Chell told me that Rami had met with an instant death when he fell down and snapped his spine due to the impact. Rami's death will be something I will never forgive myself for. My buddy Rami, whenever you are, wherever you are, stay happy and please forgive me. I recovered fully and was discharged from the hospital after 7.5 months. But I never got back to National Defense Academy. The U-turn had happened. My dreams were shattered. I was medically unfit to join the army. But the discipline I learned from NDA has held me in good stead. I've taken the U-turn and now a full-fledged non-army person, a civilian. Well, I have no regrets. Over to you and thank you. Over to you, Miss Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. Everyone, if we can stand and give Sharendra accolades for his icebreaker speech. Thank you so much, Toastmasters. Thank you for starting yet another journey at Toastmasters International, Sharendra. Sheila, could we please have 30 seconds on the clock while we give our feedback to Sharendra Bhawmik? Thank you.
Time is up.
Thank you so much. Let's go ahead with our final speech for tonight. And our fourth speaker is Toastmaster Khushbu. And to evaluate her, we have Toastmaster Avjinder Singh. I thought it was Singh. Avjinder, could you please read out the objectives for Khushbu tonight?
Yeah, definitely. So for today, the purpose of this project for Khushbu is to review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on the topic. And the topic she has chosen for today is, why do we attract diseases? That's a level 3 project, level 1 project 3 for her. So over to you, Toastmaster Shakti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avjinder Singh. Toastmaster Khushbu, why do we attract diseases? Why do we attract diseases? Toastmaster Khushbu.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Before timer times me, can I request all the members here to switch on their videos if possible? Only if it's possible. Thank you so much. Okay, now timer can start timing me. Why do we attract diseases? By listening to the title of the topic, how many of you are wondering that I'm going to share the physical, emotional, genetical, or sometimes the financial reason of getting diseases in our body? I would request whoever feels so to raise your hand virtually like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, a lot of you. Well, let me disappoint you. I'm not going to do any of that. The physical, genetical, and environmental, and sometimes the financial reasons are the sun, manure, and water for the disease, for the plant called disease in our body. It's the emotional disorders that is the real seed of this plant. How many of you in your life has gone through or already going through the whole emotional turbulence of self-loathing, fear of future, grief, or any of that anxiety? I request you to raise your hand once again if you're comfortable. 3 of you, 4, 5, 6. Thank you so much, my fellow Toastmasters. It's the fact that emotional disorders is the real reason behind the physical ailments that we cause. Renowned healer, lecturer, and a popular author, Louise Hay, and the Minister of Science, Mind Science in California in 1981, has stated in her best-selling book, You Can Heal Your Life, around 600 diseases, the 600 physical ailments, and their underlying causes are the emotional causes. And this research she has published after treating millions of clients that she has dealt in her life. For example, we get acne because we don't accept ourselves. We get kidney problems because we have deep grief in us. We get joint pains because we are not willing to change with the flow of life. And we get cancer because we have deep grudges in us. We are not able to let go of the grudges. We are not able to forgive the people who have caused those hurt and resentment in us. And the best example of this is Louise Hay's life. When she was 12 years old, she was physically molested by people. And she was unable to forgive those people. She was unable to bring those people to punishment. And this has hurted her badly. She was constantly in grief, and grudges were piling up in her body, and this gave her the wonderful and the deadly gift. Wonderful and deadly gift to her in the form of cervical cancer when she was 35 years old. And when she went to her medically qualified doctor, the doctor told her, you won't be able to survive for more than 6 months. You better go under the chemotherapy, this operation, this, that, blah, blah. By that time, Louise Hay already started her journey of spiritual healing. She went back to her guru, her teacher, her healer, and she told the whole history. Her healer helped her to find out the real causes. He made her to write down all the incidences that are causing this grudge, grief, constant resentment. And it was revealed that it was that physical molestation that has, and the grief associated with that, and her inability to forgive her past has given her this cervical cancer. He made her do a big circle of healing. She wrote affirmation, she did meditation, she changed her lifestyle, and finally she forgave those molesters. And after 9 months, where she was not supposed to survive for 6 months, she went back to that healer, the medically qualified doctor, and the doctor told her, after seeing all her current test reports, that you are free from diseases. You don't have any cancer in you. And she continued with her whole life. A lady who was not about to survive when she was 35, she lived for more than 50 years after 35, and she healed millions of people with her alternative therapy of emotional healing. According to Harvard Medical School, we attract heart diseases because we are unable to give love to ourselves and accept love from others. And this emotional trauma that a person goes through, the lack of self-love, happens 99% when a person is in his early childhood. To further support, when I was 12 years old, I lost my father, and my whole circle of overeating and gaining weight started. And when the wedding bell rang, I had to reduce weight. And my whole vicious circle of going to the nutritionist and the gym and reducing weight, and when I'm not following the diet and going back, gaining weight started. After 9 years of this vicious circle of losing, gaining weight constantly, I realized there's something else. I need help. Because I always overeat. I approached a healer again, and this healer told me, Khushbu, the vacuum that your father left in you, you try to fill that vacuum by overeating and stuffing your neck till here because it gives you temporary relief. I was in complete denial. I told him, my life is perfect. I am blessed with a beautiful life. I can't be like this. He made me do some rigorous exercises, and it was then I realized that he is right. I do try to fill that void by overeating. And he made me go through another journey of meditation, affirmations, similar to Louise Hay's journey. I was in the process of self-healing, and I took 3 years just to break the tip of the iceberg of my emotional disorders of overeating. I'm still not healed, but I'm aware. I accept that I have challenges and I need to overcome that. To conclude, my dear fellow Toastmasters, it has been proven that emotional disorders are the real reasons of all the physical ailments that we attract to our body. But it is our responsibility to ensure that we take good care of our mental health. And for that, I would request all of you for a moment, if all of you are comfortable, to close your eyes and put your non-dominant hand. If you're a righty, use your left hand, or if you're a lefty, use your right hand, and put your non-dominant hand on your chest. And say to yourself, I will take care of my mental health. I will release all my patterns. I will recognize my flaws and will work on my areas of improvement, accept them, and look for ways to heal and release my past. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. And if all of you are comfortable, you can open your eyes slowly.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Khushbu. I think I speak for everyone that we all needed to hear that. Timer Sheila, can you please let me know when 30 seconds are up? Please use the chat box to send feedback to Khushbu for her speech.
"30 seconds are up."
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. And with that, we're done with the prepared speeches section. To go on with the second section of our meeting, which is the evaluation, I would love to call upon our general evaluator, Elisa Schneider. Over to you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Priya. Wow. Wasn't that amazing to hear all those speakers? It's so wonderful that we get this opportunity to come together and enjoy learning and growing together and sharing this journey. Now, part of the Toastmasters journey is not only giving speeches, preparing ahead of time, but receiving the evaluations. Why? Because this is the way that we learn and grow and improve. This is the part where the speakers are able to hear feedback from their evaluators, and where we as a Toastmasters group club this meeting will hear back from our evaluators and our tag team eventually. So for that, tonight, I would like to call on the first evaluator of this evening, who is going to be evaluating Joyetta's speech. And I'm going to call Payal. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Over to you, Payal. We can't hear you. Your microphone is muted.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. That's fine. You correctly pronounced my name, so no worries for that. Okay. I'm here to evaluate Joyita for her speech. What an excellent speech, Joyita. As I particularly liked the way you opened your speech using a metaphor, wherein you use the metaphor of a flower to define the various, to define a leader. Uh, it was a well organized speech as it had a introduction, body, and a conclusion, which we all look for in a perfect speech. Your tone actually matched the words. Your tone actually matched along with your went with your content, because you raised your volume when you had to speak about, when you wanted to speak about something which was really very important, and then you lowered it while you spoke about something which was very close to your heart. And this takes your speech to a and this really does a lot for your speech. However, as we are all here to improve ourselves, I would just like to challenge I would just request you to challenge yourself upon upon certain things which I have pointed out. Mm, Number one, in an attempt to use physical gestures to match your words, I think you were moving a lot, which somehow I felt distracted at me as an audience. So if you could work on that, I think it would be great. Um, Secondly, I felt mm, you were a little uncomfortable with the audience, because you were getting a little shaky. So if you could again work on that aspect, it will take your speech to another level. Rest, everything was great in terms of vocal variety, gestures, as I mentioned. So all the best, Joyita, for your future speeches, and over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Payal. Exactly. Great evaluation. Really appreciated your just the content of your speech. You noticed that at the beginning she had a metaphor, and I thought I loved the specificity of it, being so specific. So that was great. Thank you so much. Our second evaluator for tonight is going to be couple. I'm sorry, my bad. Shivpriya. Shivpriya is going to be evaluating couple, and I'm going to pass it over to you, Shivpriya.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Once again, a very good morning / good evening to everybody. Today, the speaker presented a story which is of himself. Now, what does that do? Number one, we do not know how it's going to end. So the speaker very wisely used his personal story to ensure that each and every member of the audience is hooked. Number two, the speaker shared some of his personal details, his vulnerabilities, his weaknesses, so that he's able to connect with the audience. Not even once the speaker had a tone of condescendence. Not even once the speaker had a tone that says that he's above all of us. So I really love the way that the speaker's characterization had been pictured, or it has been presented in a way that we all were able to connect and we all are able to empathize with the speaker. Also, what I really love about the speaker's words, the choice of words was absolutely impeccable. And somewhere it also gives us a vivid description of what the speaker feels. Now, how does it impact the audience? The speaker doesn't just want the audience to know what happened, but also feel along with him about what happened. So kudos on the same. I personally felt that the speaker has some level of improvement or some scope of improvement, and he could take the speaker to much higher level if he could follow the following. Number one, personal story has a lot of avenue to continuously hook the audience. Somewhere I felt that the speaker was not able to capitalize on that opportunity. For example, he started the speech by setting the context which was already known to the audience. we all knew that he was going to share a story. We all knew that what was the title of the story. So probably if he could have cut that, and he could have simply started with, I was a shy child, then immediately, or within the with the opening, the speaker could have captivated us. Similarly, the speaker did take a time to go back and check his notes when he had forgotten something. I do understand that often we do not remember. I would request him to keep his minor or post-it notes ready, and he can just paste it around his laptop and not really take a break, so that the audience are continuously hooked. Number two, what I felt about the speech is that though it had conviction, though it had personal story, somewhere I felt that the speaker at the end of the day was trying to compare himself with the audience. While every story can be motivational, I would request the speaker to keep himself as the first benchmark, and the speaker could have used himself as another benchmark of improvement, or create his own aspirations without the audience of Blue Quest. Overall, what I loved about the speech was that the speech was absolutely engaging. He was trying to use different examples through which he could share what he feels about the entire speech, and he could convey the right amount of feelings and emotions. Overall, the speaker has great storytelling skills. I really, really admire the choice of words which he uses. In case if he can develop his organization skills and probably avoid things which could distract the audience, I'm sure the speaker would be able to create a much bigger impact with his storytelling skills. Thank you very much. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Shivpriya, for that excellent evaluation. I really like that part where you said to use post-it notes. That's a really great idea. And it's just fantastic how each of us comes up with different possibilities for how to work on things, and therefore we all help each other. So great job. Our next evaluator for this evening is Gayatri, evaluating Surinder's speech. Gayatri, we're so excited to hear you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. When a DTM delivers an icebreaker, we all expect to witness some magic, something special. Saurendra Bhaumik, your icebreaker today had that X factor in your speech that we all wanted to see. You reintroduced yourself to the club. With this icebreaker, you shared the darkest hours of your life with the members of the club, and you connected with them on a different level with this speech. It was an engaging speech that connected with the audiences, and now your club members know you a lot better than they did before. The key being that you had reintroduced yourself to the club, and hence this icebreaker became really special, and it was a very smart choice. As a keen listener of your story, I would have liked to hear how that particular incident had impacted your personality, as this speech was meant to be an introduction. A little more information about how the incident affected you or your personality would have helped us understand you better as a person. You may also want to work a bit on bringing in more drama in your speech, in your voice, and in your expressions. When you spoke about forgiving yourself, not being able to forgive yourself, the emotion of that guilt or that emotion that you would never be able to forgive yourself, it could not be it could not be seen in your voice or in expressions. Or the despair that you mentioned, it could not be felt in your voice or in expressions when you said that you would not be able to join army ever again. That despair could not be felt. And these days we are on a virtual platform. To challenge yourself, your eye contact was probably with the audience in the gallery, but the definition of eye contact has changed since everybody has come on the virtual platform. So to challenge yourself, I would suggest that try delivering your speeches by looking directly into the camera. That would be one goal that you can set for yourself. To sum up, it was a really heart-touching speech and a really smart choice for reintroducing yourself to the club members, wherein you chose an incident from your life which had impacted you a lot. Only with a little more drama in your voice and expressions, you can bring tears in the eyes of the audience at the end of the speech. And maybe a little more anecdotes on how that particular incident impacted your personality that we see today will connect this speech in a lot better way. Thank you so much. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, for that excellent evaluation. I love how you started your evaluation saying, you know, that was a magical speech. Anytime that we can use these words to describe what's going on, we just add a whole new level of feeling to what we're talking and discussing. So I thought that was fantastic. Last evaluation for tonight is going to be carried out by Avjinder, who is going to be evaluating Khushbu. Over to you, Avjinder.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lisa. Let me start by congratulating Khushbu on such a wonderful topic. And she was amazing. The speech was amazing. The topic, I have never really realized, never read about this topic. And the great Louis Hay, I think she started, let me start. She started her speech by asking the question and engaging the audience. And that didn't stop at the first question. There was another question, which was even more engaging. That was amazing to get an attraction of or the attention span of the audience. And that's a great way of reaching out to the people at something related to the topic. It was an emotional roller coaster. Your gestures, your words, the content of your speech was amazing. You really engaged everyone, and everyone really thought about what you were saying about healing, what you were saying about how do we take care of our emotional well-being. Louis Hay, you once said that you can heal your life for 600 plus diseases, and that's amazing. You connected your this theory with your own personal story, and that was really emotional one. We all felt that we could have been there with you during your struggles and how you healed yourself, how you approached someone, a doctor or the healer, who guided you into taking care of yourself from that disease. I wouldn't say disease, but it's something we all understand with this word. Amazing speech. A few recommendations, I would say. When you ended the speech, the title of the speech was, "Why do we attract diseases?" Somehow, I felt that the topic could have been a little different. It's not about attracting the diseases, but it's about taking care of yourself at a different level, on a different alternative way of medicine, maybe. So I felt that there was a disconnect, in my opinion. It could have been, I could have been wrong, but it's my opinion. Again, at the end of the day, it was a very well-researched speech, well supported by gestures. Your tone was really amazing. You could really connect with the audience. You made a great impact on all of us. At the end of the day, my left hand was on my heart, and I was thinking about what you were saying. And that's what is amazing about your speech. Thank you very much. All the best for your future speeches as well. Over to you, General Evaluator Elisa.
Thank you so much, Avjinder. That was an excellent evaluation. I particularly like the phrase that you said that we were on an emotional roller coaster. And that is definitely one way to describe what we were feeling as we listened to Khushbu's speech. So thank you for creating that visual image for us. Now, it is time to take a vote. We have had 4 evaluators, and we are going to do the votes now to see who, in your opinion, was the best evaluator tonight. Yes, ma'am.
Madam General Evaluator, I don't know how to do the polls, or I do know, but somehow it's not opening up. I can only launch existing polls. So if everyone could please send your votes for the best speaker and the best evaluator to me. I think I'll hand it to you, Jayata, at the end of it. Would you be announcing the results, or would that be
Yeah, you
Lisa?
can announce the result.
Okay, I can do that. Okay, so Lisa, after taking all the supplementary reports in, then you can hand it back to me, and then we'll take care of the rest. But everyone, please send me a personal message with your votes. Thank you.
In WhatsApp?
Yes, ma'am. Very good. So we're going to take 30 seconds then. Sheila, if you can put 30 seconds on the clock for everybody to send their votes to Priya, please, for best evaluator. And I will list them again. Tonight we had first evaluator, Payal, second evaluator, Shivpriya, third evaluator, Gayatri, and fourth evaluator, Avjinder.
And also for the speakers, first speaker Joyata, second speaker Kapil, third speaker Sharendra, and fourth speaker Khushbu.
So we're going to go ahead and vote for both best speaker, best evaluator. So please send the two names to Priya.
30 seconds is up.
Shakti, I have
Okay.
sent you in WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I got a few votes. Thank you so much.
Excellent. If anybody is missing, go ahead. You still have a few seconds here. Make sure you get your feedback into Priya. We would love to hear from you and who you think did the best job tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that this meeting is coming to a close, unfortunately. Have you had any Imagineering moments? Have you imagined what life could be as you listened to these speeches, as you heard our wonderful, fantastic speakers? Truly, it's been an awesome, amazing night. We've gone through so many different life experiences that have been shared with us. And I hope that you join me in a time of learning and growth together. In concluding this evening, I am going to once again be calling our tag team for the night. Yes, Priya. No. Okay, then. So we're going to call our tag team for tonight to see how did we do? How were we with the Oz? How were we with our grammar and with our word of the night and our times as well? So first on the team, starting with T, our timer, Sheila, going to pass it over to you and let us know how we did tonight. All yours, Sheila. You'll have to unmute yourself.
I didn't mean to share that right now. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So everyone did really well. Let me just share my screen for the times. So for prepared speeches, for evaluations, we see that Joyeta was within time, 6:26, Kapil 5:50, Surendra 6:22, Khushbu was a little bit over, but it was well worth the time that she took to finish. Payal at 2:20, Shivpriya 3:30, Gayatri 2:52, and Aljinder 2:55. So everybody was pretty much within the time. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Sheila. We appreciate your report. In Spanish, they say that time is gold. I don't know how that they say in English. I guess you could say time is money. And that's why in Toastmasters, we value being able to say what we need to say in the time that is allotted. So thank you so much, Sheila, for that excellent evaluation and for keeping us on track with the timing reports. Next in the tag team, I would like to call on the ah counter. We love saying ahs and ums, but here in Toastmasters, this is something we work on. So for that, I'm going to call on Kashish to give us the report of tonight and how did we do? Over to you, Kashish.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Today, when I joined the meeting and DTM Shakti Priya said good morning, I never imagined this morning would be this much good. 4 wonderful speeches and 4 wonderful evaluations with these role players. Let's share the screen and check how did we fared in R's and Ums. So first of all, let's have a round of applause for distinguished Toastmaster Shakti Priya, our General Evaluator Alicia, DTM Surinder and Toastmaster Khushbu, who were near perfect in less usage of filler words. I forgot to mention Timer Sheila as well, who was playing her first role and was near perfect. She didn't use any filler word. We are yet to receive the report of Sumit, so I am not mentioning his name. In prepared speeches section, Toastmaster Joyita used one unwanted short pause, and 2 repeat words. Toastmaster Kapil used one 4 times short pauses and 6 repeat words. In evaluation section, Toastmaster Payal took more than 10 hours, twice use of one unwanted short pause, 3 repeat words, and 4 stretch words. DTM Shift Priya used 6 times, unwanted short pause once, and 2 repeat words. Toastmaster Gayatri took 4 hours, 1 and 2 repeat words. And Toastmaster Abjinder took 9 hours and 3 repeat words. So that's all for today's filler words report from my side. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator Alicia.
Kashish, that was an excellent report. Thank you so much. I just love being able to see the visual on screen and know exactly how many ahs and ums each of us had and how much we have yet to work on. So thank you so much for that. Last but not least, our grammarian for the night who has been listening to our good usage of the English language. Sumit, I'm going to pass it over to you and tell us more about our grammar tonight. All yours, Sumit.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. And thank you for using the word of the day twice, one in the very beginning and one in the towards the end. That's something which encourages us all to use it more than that probably we see in other meetings. And I have seen Shakti Priya using it immediately after you. And then Shorendra sir, thank you for using this word of the day. So this is the use of word of the day for today. And I have noticed down some of the improper grammatical usage. And some of the suggestion that I want to share is, Joyita, you use people kind of a people in a very short span of time, which sounded something people that we use it for tree in India, and then something that use was incapable me. Proper use could be it hampered my ability to do something. I connected them. Better would be if we could have used I approached them, I connected with them, and that's something I have found. You said that appreciation delivered, something which I appreciated them could be a better usage of this. And in Kapil's speech, I noticed that some of the words were not properly pronounced, like platform versus we can probably use platform, cross versus cross team, carrier versus career, curriculum versus curriculum. So some of those improper pronunciation that I have noticed. Shurendra sir, you were absolutely perfect in most of the terms usage. Payal, you used actually mentioned, actually matched. It could be matched also. I have pointed out when you were about to point out some of the improvement areas. It could have been I am right now pointing out some of those improvement areas. Abjinder, when you ended the speech, that is what you used. Probably towards the end of your speech, I figure out something that could be a better usage. Some of the very good usage that I have noticed today is, Joyita, you in the very beginning of your speech, the words that you use, blossoming of lotus birds, that's something with a new usage to me. Nurture new ideas. Shurendra sir, realization dawned upon me with something looks very, very good when you said this particular word. It's like coming onto you straight from heaven. First come out of my slumber is something that is a new usage that I have noticed. Khushbu, emotional turbulence. I think that's something was good for me, though it might be common for many, but I think that's one, the way you used it, in the context that you used it was very, very good. Hurt and resentment used together, it was kind of giving a very good meaning at that point of time in during your speech. Wonderful and deadly gift, together using both negative and positive, and then that combination was very apt at that point. Inability to forgive her past is something that came out very well. Blessed with my beautiful life is something that was very aptly used at that point of time. Shiv Priya, you have used many good words. I think I noticed, I searched for them in for the meaning in Google. Condescendence, empathize, impeccable. I think condescendence is something that I tried searching and it's like patronizing. And Gayatri, you have used X sector, despair, despair meaning the complete loss and absence of hope. So Shorin sir, you did not show the complete loss or absence of hope while you suggested some of those points. Anecdote is used by Gayatri, a short, amusing, interesting story about a real incident or a person. Avjinder, you used emotional roller coaster at a very apt point, and that's a lot of good uses today. Clap for everybody here. Thanks. Over to you.
Sumit, thank you so much. That was such a complete report. I just loved hearing all the different vocabularies, presentations that you provided for us tonight, and just being able to hear your encouraging comments about using the word of the day is also fantastic. So everybody, Imagineer, yes. Great. So, okay, excellent. Priya, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe we are in for the general evaluation, if I'm right. I'm sorry, I saw something in the chat about voting. That's later, right? Please forgive me. Okay. Let's go on to our general evaluation for this morning, my apologies. Now, I have been to different clubs around the world, and sometimes general evaluations can get so long. I do hope that doesn't happen today. And if I do, feel free to, to unmute and let me know. But I will try and make this as interesting as possible and beneficial for all of us. As you may know, I have been taking note all of this morning to the different participations that have been taking place. And there are some interesting things that we can comment on and feel so proud over. First thing I want to say is, there's a quote that says, there are some things you can only learn in a storm. Now today, perhaps we weren't necessarily in an honest to goodness storm, but there were some unexpected features that we had to deal with. For example, we found out that the Toastmaster of the night became unavailable 1 hour before the meeting. And this can cause some upheaval and some difficulties. And yet, it is in these challenging moments that our mettle is proven and we figure out, can we really pull this off? So I want to take a moment to congratulate each and every one of you who took part, and especially Priya for her role in taking over the meeting and making the changes that she needed to be here tonight and make this meeting happen. So thank you to everyone. It's been absolutely fantastic. I feel we have definitely weathered this storm. A few things to note, because we did have these last minute changes, the meeting did start a little late. So we started 8:37 as opposed to 8:30. And another thing that would be beneficial for the future is to have the agenda available so that the timer has a guide to go by, as well as all the different people who are participating can know when it's their turn to take a role. So that would be one aspect that could be improved upon. In terms of the sergeant at arms, I felt like the guests were greeted warmly, the club mission statement was read properly, the housekeeping rules were read as well. So congratulations, great, fantastic job. Tech Master, I believe, muted everybody before the meeting started, and the meeting was recorded as well. So we would like to congratulate our Tech Master of the night. Presiding Officer made sure all the dignitaries were recognized and also asked the guests for their feedback. So that was outstanding. Then when it was time to introduce the Toastmaster of the night, it was a fantastic job. I didn't necessarily hear an inspirational opening for that part of the presiding officer, but I understand that it varies from meeting to meeting. Now, coming down to Toastmaster of the day. This was a challenge because it was an impromptu role. So there wasn't a theme for this morning, and certain things had to be improvised accordingly. But I do believe our Toastmaster of the day did a fantastic and, like I said, outstanding job. So please join me giving her a round of applause and thanking her for stepping in and taking over. Let's see. No topics, no table topics, so no need to worry about that. I really want to congratulate the evaluators. I just thought they had some excellent evaluations. I'll just go through here real quick. Fael, like I said, I loved how you used the word metaphor. You made sure that we understood that that was used in the speech. You mentioned introduction, body, conclusion, and you also gave some good, excellent recommendations. So we appreciate that. One thing I might have liked to hear would be a little bit more about the objectives and whether or not those were fulfilled. They were read at the beginning, but perhaps hearing a little bit more about them at the end to know that they were met. Shiv Priya, loved your evaluation, how you noted which were some of the abilities, as mentioned in the speech, some of the weaknesses. And I like this phrase where you said the choice of words was impeccable. So excellent use of grammar there. One thing that I would recommend would be just a little bit more of eye contact. That would be outstanding if we felt like you were looking directly at the camera, and that way we could connect with you further on your evaluation. I've got Gayatri on here. Gayatri, I love your enthusiasm. Everything you do with enthusiasm. You light up the screen with your smile. And I think that we all benefit from everything you have to share. I also really appreciated the fact that even though you were evaluating a DTM, you had the courage and the guts to give necessary recommendations that you saw were needed. And that can be a challenge, but you did fantastic with that. The only recommendation I can give you is to sit a little bit further back from the camera so we can further appreciate your hand gestures and what you have to share with us. Avjinder, like I said before, that emotional roller coaster we felt while we listened to Khushabu was absolutely true, I think, for each one of us. And I like how you said in your evaluation, I felt this and I felt that, because that is the purpose, isn't it? When we're evaluating, to let the speaker know how we perceive the speech. It's not that we're right or wrong, it's just our opinion. How did I feel that? And you definitely brought that out in your evaluations. So I thought that was fantastic. The same as with Gayatri, one recommendation might be to sit a little further back from the screen so that we can perceive all of the hand gestures. Even I'm a little bit close, so maybe a little further back, yes. That adds a whole nother segment to a great speech. So excellent job to our evaluators, fantastic. Wow, what a morning. I guess if this is morning for you, this must get you all ready to go to work and to your job and whatever else, like very motivated, right? I certainly am, and it's 12 o'clock at night here. So wow, it's just so great. Now on to our tag team for tonight. I want to congratulate Sheila because this was her first time carrying out a role. I asked her if she wanted help. She said, I've got this. We didn't get together ahead of time. She looked it up. She figured it out. She found all the colors. So Sheila, fantastic, fantastic job. Congratulations. And please join me with a round of applause. Really well done. Our ah counter for the night. I love the visual. I love that you share that on screen, like I said, so we can all see it. And even though you're pointing out some mistakes that we've made, you were very encouraging as you did it. So it didn't feel like a terrible burden, like, oh, we're so terrible. But you really felt like pointing out all the positives so that we can be encouraged and keep improving. And as for our grammarian, I really want to congratulate you. Just did such an outstanding job. You presented so much information for us to learn and grow. And we could tell that you were really, really paying attention. One recommendation for you would be perhaps to put the word of the day in the chat so we can see it. You could also put the word of the day on the background of your screen and even in some segment of the screen so that would be visible to all of us during the whole meeting would be the only thing. And then in general, excellent job, everybody. There is one little thing I would like to recommend for future is that we make sure all the microphones are muted. There was some people who were unmuted. And at the first part of the meeting, there were about 7 people, I counted on the screen, 7 people who had their cameras off. Now, I appreciated that Hushabu said, can you please turn on your cameras? And then most everybody did. And it was so fantastic to be able to see everybody's faces, your expressions, and what you were feeling as you listened to the meeting. So I think that this camera on is a fantastic policy that we can follow. Finally, I love that people were posting in the chat and just saying, you know, I appreciate it and expressing your thoughts to the speakers, whether by chat or by WhatsApp private message. I think that that is so important and so encouraging for those who are presenting. So again, it's been an absolutely fantastic time. I hope that even though we've weathered the storm, that we've come out stronger on the other side and that this rest of the day is just filled with wonderful things. With that, I do believe my role is over. If I'm not mistaken, I am passing it over to your Toastmaster of the night, Shakti Priya. Over to you, Priya.
Thank you so much, Elisa. What a fantastic report that was. You covered everything, covered absolutely everything. Thank you so much. I request all the speakers, well, all the participants to vote for the best auxiliary role player. And as posted in the chat by Jayata as well as myself, we have timer, counter, and grammarian to choose between. So please send your votes to me personally. I also request you to vote for the best role player, which would be, usually it is the Toastmaster of the day, the table topic master, and the general evaluator. Today it's Sans table topic master, so it's between Elisa, our general evaluator, and myself. So please send your votes for both these to me by a personal message. Joyata, would you like me to hand you over the stage so that you could take guest comments while I get the votes, count them in, and then tell you about the results?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Such a wonderful meeting today and lots of speeches, lots of learning. And now this is the time to get feedback from our guests. So I would like to start with Sheila, you.
I really enjoyed my time here. It was I messed up a couple of times, so I was mad at myself for that, but I appreciate you giving me a chance to play a role tonight, even though I am a guest. So thank you for giving me that opportunity, and just thank you for letting me spend my part of my night and part of your morning, for letting me spend time in your presence.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Now I'd like to request Raj, can you please share your feedback?
I believe Raj has left.
Okay. Okay. Elisa, can you please share your feedback?
Absolutely. It was such a pleasure to be here with you tonight. And again, thank you so much for letting me participate. I love being here and just being able to see the screen. And even though we're so far away, we get to share this time together. And to me, that is just priceless. The only thing that could be better is if someday I get to see you all in person. That would be great. In the meantime, I'll keep enjoying you through Zoom and hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much, Alicia. I would like to request Kashish.
Hi, Jyota. The meeting was wonderful as usual, and every time I take up a role in this meeting, and then I have to rush in the morning to get ready and join the meeting. I feel I'll not join next week because it get very difficult to get ready so early in the morning. But the meeting is so wonderful, so amazing. There are so many positives of these meetings that I again join the meeting next week, and that is a kind of attachment or something which attracts me to your meetings, and it always is very wonderful, very good to be a part of these meetings. And thank you for allotting me some role every week so that I can join the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kashish. I think, okay, Haritika, can you please share your feedback?
Hi, Joyita. It was a wonderful meeting. We didn't have any table topics today, but still, it was a wonderful meeting. We have 4 speeches. How will I enjoy the meeting? But all the speeches were amazing. I always look forward to have meetings with Blue Quest, and I am loving it nowadays. So, thank you for calling me, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Haritika. I understood that you enjoyed a lot today. Uh, may I request Khushbu to share your feedback?
Thank you, Joyita. First of all, thank you, Blue Quest members, for giving me an opportunity to present my.
Hey, Khushbu, we can't hear you properly. I don't know if it's just me.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joyita, for this opportunity. First of all, express my gratitude to each and every member of Blue Quest for giving me an opportunity to present a prepared speech here. And today it was really an enriching experience because I learned about each and every role, from general evaluator to speech evaluator to the tag team. Everybody has taught me today something. So there was loads and loads to take away back home. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khushbu. May I request you, Gayatri, to share your feedback?
I was more nervous today for evaluation than what I was during my icebreaker. I did not prepare so much for my icebreaker as much as I prepared for Sorendra's evaluation. I actually called up Anand the day before yesterday and said, Anand, I'm going to be evaluating Sorendra. We just had our contest. I did not win the contest, but then I called up the winner of the contest that, okay, I have to evaluate Sorendra Bhaumik. So he was like, so I said, I have to evaluate Sorendra Bhaumik. I don't know how to evaluate and I'm going to evaluate him. To which Anand said, don't worry. Think what Sorendra would like to hear. I said, okay, what would that exactly? I mean, what do you mean by that? So he said, Sorendra is a DTM. He's a very experienced Toastmaster. So an experienced Toastmaster like Sorendra would like to hear what his tone of the speech was. So understand that. So I took a crash course on evaluation before evaluating Sorendra. I really hope it reflected in my evaluations. I did not prepare this much for my evaluation contest as much as I prepared for evaluating his speech.
But you are so amazing, Gayatri, as usual.
I really hope I'm going to take the feedback from Sorendra after the meeting. See, that's the plus point of evaluating a DTM. You first evaluate your DTM and then ask the same person for feedback on your evaluation. Because as a DTM, he has an experience wherein when he is delivering the speech, while delivering the speech, he knows where he has messed up. He knows where he can work on, and he knows what the feedback can come. In fact, if I have missed out on a feedback, he's somebody who will tell me, you did not point out that I did this thing in my speech. So when you are evaluating people of that caliber, yes,
yeah,
you should work.
Basically, you are doing today the project 2 of level 1. That is
Yes.
giving feedback and receiving. Now you are going to do that. After this call. That's wonderful. But you were so amazing, Gayatri. I really love the way you evaluated Sharendra sir. So that we need some courage to do that.
Thank you
So
so much.
that well prepared.
Next, now I'm going to nominate myself to evaluate Rupinder.
Then we have Shakti as well, Shipriya as well. They are also DTS in our club. So you have
No, I haven't reached the stage where.
with you.
But no, Shivpriya is still after Rupinder, not before Rupinder. Shivpriya's evaluation after Rupinder. Don't tell Rupinder. He's not here today. Shivpriya, please don't tell Rupinder I said that.
We're still recording the meeting.
Make sure Rupinder does not have access to this recording.
You think very high of me, Gayatri. Not a good thing.
Oh, you have no idea the panga I have taken with Rupinder after telling him that I love you. Rupinder once upon a time said that.
To join.
Yes, Rupinder once upon a time said that he thought I was promising and that I had a very bright future. Then I told him that I love Shipriya and he said, oh dear. That's all he said. He started speaking about me in past tense after that.
Oh my God.
I have the results when you want, Joyita.
Yes, I think we are done with receiving feedback from our guest. So you can declare the result.
Thank you so much, Madam President. We have our results for tonight. So I would first go ahead with the best supplementary role player for tonight. This was to be selected between our timer, our counter, and grammarian. I request you all, if you can, please, taking hints from, taking advice from Khushbu, kind of, the way. If you all are comfortable, please unmute yourselves and start the drum roll while I announce the results. Our best auxiliary role player for tonight is Sumit, our grammarian. Congratulations, Sumit. Thank you so much for that fantastic report that you had for all of us. Our best role player for tonight, which was supposed to be between our general evaluator and the Toastmaster of the day, we have the best role player as Elisa Schneider. Woohoo! What a complete report that was. Even people who hadn't attended the meeting knew exactly what happened there. Thank you so much for that. Our best evaluator for tonight, and we had 4 options for the same, is Shivpriya Gauri. Shiva, you can show your face. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And finally, our best speaker for tonight, the biggest drum rolls for amongst all of them, is Toastmaster Khushbu. Woohoo! Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you so much. And that is all I have for tonight. I hand over the stage back to our Madam President, and I will also stop the recording for the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shakti. And my personal thanks to you. At the last moment, you have taken that T-mod role. Thank you so much, Shakti. It was wonderful. Thank you. For the next meeting, I